Thousands of coaches with successful athletic programs use Vertimax equipment to develop speed, power, and the vertical jump. In fact, no equipment does more for athletic development than the Vertimax V-Series and Raptors. And the best part is that athletes love to use the equipment. This is a major benefit for coaches and trainers who are looking for that extra motivation and buy-in from their athletes. For 30 years, Vertimax equipment has been used by the best athletes in the world, including teams from the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and many of the premier soccer clubs around the globe. And they use it because it produces results.
It gives unbelievable results for the cost, for the ability to move it indoor, outdoor, to the gym. I mean, it's unbelievable. Across the board, every sport utilizes it. At the end of the day, sports has a lot to do with speed and agility, and that's where this comes in. It's one of the best products I've ever been around.
When added into your training programs, Vertimax equipment can boost your athlete's performance. And everybody knows that better athletes produce more wins. Regardless if you're using the V-Series platforms or the Raptors, either can easily be added into your team's training programs with no special training needed. If you are, however, interested in more education, there's an app online and on mobile devices, as well as continuing education available if you'd like to attend one of the Vertimax certification courses. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, how can I train an entire team on 1, 2, or even 3 Vertimax platforms or Raptors? Trust me, you're not alone. We answer this question on a daily basis. Until you start using the equipment, this is a very common question. But once you start using it, and the more you become familiar with it, you realize pretty quickly that it's easily added into your training programs. Some coaches use it as an individual drill in their program, like you would a squat or a clean. Then you have some coaches that use it as a contrast set to a heavy squat or a deadlift. And then you have some coaches that have a specific speed day where you may be using the equipment for 3 or 4 different drills.
With the Vertimaxes, I love to superset that with our power lifts. The boys will do a squat and then they will superset, walk over to the Vertimax machine and do power jumps. One works power, the other one works explosiveness. Our athletes love the Vertimax machines. They can actually jump on those platforms because those platforms are great. You know, they can actually handle the weights of the offensive linemen, the defensive linemen, the heavier guys. They can really resist the jumps up. They always ask me, Coach, can we do the Vertimax machines today?
There are schools like Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas that have 8 V8 platforms that they line up right in their weight room. Or the Baltimore Ravens that have 9 Raptors hung up on the wall inside their training facility. But then you have some, schools that have 1 V8 or 1 Raptor. So the possibilities are endless, and it's really up to your imagination how it fits into your training modalities. There are a couple easy to understand reasons why the Vertimax V-Series and Raptors are being used by teams of all levels to produce better athletes. Most athletes want speed. In just about all sports, speed makes a big difference. And the best way to increase speed or to get faster is to train faster. The reason that Vertimax equipment offers athletes a unique advantage is the fact that Vertimax equipment eliminates just about everything that coaches and athletes don't like about elastic bands. And this is a game changer because unlike conventional elastic bands, the bands on both the V-Series and the Raptor won't radically increase as your athletes stretch them across considerable distances, meaning that athletes will feel virtually the same resistance every step of the drill, and they don't become destabilized by the radical changes in resistance. So they're now free to move and do the dynamic movements to really improve the efficiency of their training. And this not only affects their efficiency from a strength perspective, but also from the motor control perspective. And in addition, now coaches no longer have to hold bands behind their athletes like they do with conventional bands. The Vertimax bands don't need to be held. And so now coaches are free to walk around their athletes and provide better angles for their coaching tips and cues.
As a coach, I can now step back, watch the resistance, do the work, and coach the athlete, opposed to trying to resist, coach the athlete, and see if they're doing things right and wrong.
Specific to vertical jump performance, the Vertimax V-Series platform is the only system in the world designed to allow athletes to load their arms and lower body simultaneously. An arm swing accounts for a significant portion of your vertical jump performance, so it makes sense to train that during your jump training. Explosive leg power is also one of the most important attributes an athlete can possess. Everybody wants it because when explosive leg power improves, athletes will automatically accelerate faster, change direction quicker, jump higher, and hit and throw a ball further. Now, the most efficient way to improve explosive leg power is to train with resistance using max effort and achieving max velocity on every rep. The Vertimax resistance does not change throughout the jump, allowing athletes to remain perfectly balanced. This enables max effort on every jump. And since the resistance doesn't radically increase when jumping, like it does with other products, Vertimax bands don't put the brakes on athletes as they're trying to accelerate upward, allowing them to reach higher training velocities. Thus, Vertimax allows max effort and max velocity on every rep and allows for super efficient training and max explosive power gains. Over the years, we've seen our equipment being used in many different ways. Coaches use our equipment inside on courts, outside on fields, and in weight rooms. We understand that teams need to be flexible, so with this in mind, we've designed ways of using our equipment regardless of how much or how little space you have. The V-Series platforms are built with wheels on one side, so when it's not being used, they can be stood up and wheeled out of the way. They can be stacked against the wall or put into storage. Raptors, they can be attached to racks or walls or fences or are portable mounts, so regardless of how much room you have, there's a solution to provide you a way to use your Vertimax equipment. For coaches working with a budget, Vertimax does accept purchase orders from schools and universities, as well as we've worked with thousands of booster clubs to fundraise for our equipment. Now coaches, if you have any questions at all, please talk with the Vertimax representative because chances are we have a solution for you.